Hello, friends in Columbus. Greetings from Chicago. My name is Anthony Kaldellis of the Department of Classics, formerly of Ohio State, now of the University of Chicago. And as you all know, Chicago offers wonderful opportunities for the study of all things Greek. A few weeks ago, I was downtown at an event at the National Hellenic Museum where they unveiled a copy of the first printed edition of Plato's works. This was done over 500 years ago by Aldus Manutius, one of the great Renaissance printers. It was the first time Plato's works had been put together in one printed volume. And this was purchased by the University of Illinois in Urbana-Champaign with the generous assistance of a local benefactor in Chicago. This is George and Jamie Reveliotis. It was a wonderful event where we had scholars from classics and paleography and museum studies and modern Greek studies all talking about the significance of these kinds of books. I mean, imagine this text that has been transmitted through hand copying for centuries through the whole Byzantine millennium, was printed in Venice and is now in Chicago with help from the Greek community. So what I wanted to say is, being in Chicago, I've noticed that modern Greek studies are really on the upswing in the Midwest. We've had so many wonderful initiatives here that are enriching the study of Greek culture diachronically from antiquity to the present. Just to mention a few others, the University of Illinois in Chicago has just filled an endowed chair for Hellenic Studies. This is from the Foundation for Hellenic Studies, and a key player in that was the former chancellor of the university, Michael Amiridis, who did a lot of work to gather the funds for the chair. You all know what wonderful work was done in Columbus to endow the Marinakis Chair at Ohio State for modern Greek. And also here at the University of Chicago, we just started a Center for Hellenic Studies, and it recently found a donor in the local community for about $1 million to get us started with new programs in teaching of Greek and other educational and research projects too. So I was thrilled to hear that the lab for the study of Greek language and Greek dialects in particular, in honor of Brian Joseph, is kicking off today. Brian is, of course, a fantastic scholar, and just his name has opened so many doors for so many people, myself included. Just mentioning that I was in the same university with him got people smiling. It's like, oh, Brian. I know that he's one of the leading scholars of the Greek language through all periods, and this is very important. This is something you should think about in deciding to support this lab for the study of Greek language and dialects in particular, because it's something different from classics. So classicists tend to focus on like ancient Greek, and they have pretty strict standards for what kinds of texts they will teach based on language and linguistics. And for a very long time, classicists didn't look at later texts, which is what I specialize in, the whole Byzantine millennium. And this is why it's so important to have research that's dedicated to non-classical forms of Greek, and in particular the study of dialects is the one area that is intensely interested in all the variety of the different kinds of Greek that have been spoken in Greece, but also among the diaspora. So this is, for many of you, this is your kind of Greek. If you look at classics, sometimes you won't see that represented, but the kind of research that Brian does is precisely where you will find that, where they're interested in all of the differences and how different communities evolve, slightly different ways of saying things, ranging from pronouncing them to different words. Just the other day, I was reading articles about Romaica in the Pontus, which somewhat still survive, or at least are being studied for as long as there are people there who remember how they were spoken. And oddly enough, they do retain some very ancient forms of Greek that other dialects of modern Greek have not. Anyway, again, greetings from Chicago, and I'm really happy that Christopher asked me to speak to you on this occasion. I hope this is a tremendous success, and I'm really, really happy that there's another research area opening up for Greek studies in the Midwest. Take care.